So there are two major things I'd like to talk about in this video. Number one is that the Cavaliers series that is currently on my channel will be continuing, but I'll be starting over from the beginning. And this is because the game became too easy for me. I struggled in the beginning. Over the first few games that we played, I think I was 1-4. And that was probably because I was rusty. I hadn't played NBA 2K in quite a while. But since I've gotten back into it, I've been blowing out teams, and it hasn't been very realistic. It hasn't been very fun. I've been blowing out some of the best teams in the league. And the sliders that I started this series out with were Shady Mike's Real Feel Superstar sliders with real field goal percentage shooting. And that was hard at first, like I said, but it became easier. And now that I look back on it, probably wasn't the best decision to use these, because he made some very curious choices as far as the way he set up his sliders. For the CPU, their inside shot success was at 0, and the user was 45. The inside contact shot frequency when I'm driving to the basket, it was 0 for me, so it was very easy for me to get to the basket. The dunk and traffic frequency was at 65, and the dunk and traffic success was at 65. So that was giving more of an arcadey feel. That's where you saw all the huge LeBron dunks, and he was doing that every game, and it was just too easy, too arcadey, and I really enjoyed playing simulation style basketball. So I switched to Poke's 12-minute superstar sliders, and Poke has been a very good slider maker. His sliders have been very solid over the years on operationsports.com. That's where I get all my sliders for NBA 2K. If you don't know, that's a great website. I switched to those, and those were too easy as well, and I was surprised. And so I bumped it up to Hall of Fame, and it was still too easy. So he just released a new Hall of Fame Reloaded slider set, and this is what you see me inputting here in the background. And I played a couple games with it. It's a lot harder. It should provide some sim-style basketball, a lot more than those two previous ones I was using did. And as far as the series, the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm just going to start over just the way I did, simulate the 2015 season. I'll make the Roy Hibbert trade I did before the 2016 season starts. So we just have that out of the way. I don't have to make that during the first 2 months. We'll have Roy Hibbert from the beginning of the season. And that's pretty much the only trade I'm going to be doing for this. It's going to be a lot harder as far as me playing. I didn't want the playoffs to be unrealistic as far as me blowing out the teams every game and getting to the finals, and then, no, that wouldn't be fun. You know, it's a lot more interesting if it's a lot harder to play. It's a lot harder to beat these teams. And I was using 8-minute quarters, but this time I'll use full 12-minute quarters. That'll just give me a more simulation style game. I'll be using slower offense, trying to pick my spots, run some full plays, not try to abuse LeBron as much as I did. And it should be a lot more fun for you to watch and me to play. So a new Royals episode will be coming out, a game in mid-September, and then the playoffs begin. That'll be exciting. But when this gets to the playoffs, that'll probably be even more exciting. Let's get LeBron that championship, yeah? Alright, I'll see you next time. Franchise TV, signing off.